Alright, this video is something I was planning on doing way later. But this video goes to my first subscriber. Whoever subscribed to me, thank you, man or woman. Or thanks, bro and or bro dad. Thanks for subscribing to me. I'm just trying my best to do what I love to do. I like making what if videos. So I don't really know what you want, but tell me in the in the comments what you want me to do. But I'm just gonna do this video for you. 30-minute video. This is what if Metroplex was in Transformers Prime. Now our story begin basically on season one is episode one. Simple. Now we would see basically Cliff Jumper busy driving somewhere else. In this timeline, he's not driving to the same location. It's somewhere else, far, far away. And it's a different location. It's I would say in a mountain, and he drives inside the mountain and he transforms and he touches something and he realizes it's what can I say? A metal door. Yeah, let me say that. And he opens it and he goes inside and sees a spark chamber. And he's a bit confused where he is. But I would still say he gets attacked by Decepticons, but he has to come out of the cave. And he starts fighting the Decepticons. And he's getting overwhelmed. He's getting clapped up. I'm not gonna lie. But I would say the others do arrive earlier. And Optimus is informed by Cliffjumper there's well, a spark chamber basically. And Optimus looks at him like, are you sure? Yeah, you gotta go check. Prime realizes there's something in there as the Matrix is, you can say, sending signals to him. So Optimus quickly rushes in and he touches the energon door. The metal door. And the door basically glows with a bit of energon. And then the entire mountain starts collapsing, and a ginormous robot is basically in front of everyone. And all the Autobots look up in shock as I would say Ratchet says, impossible, how is he here? And Bumblebee in his blipping voice says, yeah, we won this. And Bulkhead like, tell me what are they gonna do? They would need something way bigger just to handle him. And you would see basically Cliffjumper like, I found him. So technically I'm second command. And Arcee's like, what are they gonna do? Optimus, in the arms of the giant, in the hand of the giant, he looks up and says, it's been a while, little friend. Hello, Metroplex. Listen, I'm not gonna go with the War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron continuity. I would say I'm separating Transformers Prime with War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Why? The continuity is always changing. It's always mixing up. So I'm just gonna change it for now, just for this what if. Optimus smiles at his friend Metroplex, and Metroplex looks at him and says, "Metroplex online," and he hears the call of the last Prime. What do you want me to do, sir? Tending towards the Nemesis, he says, "Take them down." Looking at the Nemesis, Metroplex basically opens his shoulders and shoots multiple missiles at it. And Starscream looking at this is like, we're cooked. And a massive explosion basically happens. I'm not gonna lie, the ship is sent flying. They are basically grounded because Metroplex actually destroyed the thrusters and damaged the ship badly. So yeah, I would say many Viocons are killed. Starscream and Soundwave are alive, but it didn't go well. Now Optimus looks at Metroplex with a face of, now we have the chance to end this war. Interesting. And yes, and the rest of episode one will just be the Autobots basically. I would say they would basically leave Metroplex somewhere else, like far away. They will only use him when they really need to. And the rest of episode one will just be a chill episode with all of us just having fun. Episode Two, by the way, would change a bit. Megatron would arrive, of course, and he's informed by Starscream. Now, Starscream basically tells him everything about what happened, and Megatron is scared because, yeah, let's just say he has some PTSD. But Megatron knows he has to find an edge. He knows Dark Energon is not enough, as it took a lot of Dark Energon just to corrupt, if not damage, Omega Supreme. And he know, oh crap, I'm going. No, it's fine. But yeah, Megatron realizes he needs to find an edge, something to basically overwhelm the Autobots. So he basically looks at Starscream and tells him there's only one bot who can help us. Are you gonna use the Dark Energon on him? He's technically still alive, so yeah. I know I'm not I know I'm not supposed to follow the War for Cybertron, War for Cybertron continuity thing. I would say it's kind of connected, but it's my own thing. Let me just say that. It's kind of my own thing. Now, Megatron will bring the Dark Energon to a spark chamber and just basically use the Dark Energon. And the Nemesis starts glowing as it starts transforming. And then we would see Megatron ordering his Decepticons to flee as all of them quickly get out. And we would see basically Trypticon. And Trypticon looks at Megatron with an angry face. He says, I was your ship for a long time, Megatron. For over 6 megacycles, you're going to die. And then Megatron is like, wait, Trypticon, I brought you back. So technically you still owe me. I owe you nothing. Now Trypticon tries to step on Megatron, but Megatron quickly stabs Dark Energon within his spark chamber. And with this, it allows him to have control over Trypticon. How, listen, the cons are gonna need him, so I'm just gonna allow this for now. Now, Trypticon is mad, but he decides to obey Megatron. Now Megatron will explain the situation, and Trypticon starts laughing. He's like, him? And how am I? And you need me to defeat him? And then Starscream says something that makes Trypticon look at him with a, oh, I didn't know he was that powerful. Starscream says he's double your size. Here in this, Trypticon looks at Starscream with a shocked face. He's like, what? He's double your size. He's the size of an entire Cybertronian city. Not only is he double, he might be 2.5 times bigger than you. So, please tell me, you think you have a chance to beat me? Here in this surprises Trypticon, who looks at Starscream with a, I see. This might be tougher than I expected. As Trypticon gets up. Now, Megatron is like, you won't be enough. I need to get more soldiers. What can we do? Starscream says. But then Soundwave is like, Lord Megatron, I'm detecting 6 Decepticon signals on Earth's moon. Really? Interesting. As Megatron says, alright, Trypticon, take us there. I want to check it out. Trypticon, along with the Vehicons, Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave quickly go straight there. And the Autobots do detect their energy surge, and they do go, but they arrive the moment the Decepticons left. And Optimus and the rest are just confused, wondering where the hell they're going, but then go back to base. And we would see them arrive towards the moon and see 6 Decepticons waiting for them. If anyone knew who they were, you're goated. You're smart enough to know. Yes, it's no one other than yeah, the Constructicons. I mean, listen, they have metroplex, so I have to add a lot of cons. This is gonna be interesting. And don't worry, since this is a what if metroplex video, he's never gonna die. Same with Optimus. So yeah. Every other Autobot though, let's see how this goes. Now, Megatron looks at the Constructicons and has a big smile on his face as he says, Constructicons, I didn't know all of you were here. Lord Megatron, Mixmaster says, we arrived shortly after. We and our leader Scrapper have came to serve you. Scrapper walks up to basically Megatron and kneels along with the other Constructicons and says, "We are here to serve you, Lord Megatron." Ah, good. I would need your guys' help because let's just say the Autobots have something that I cannot deal with, even with his help. And who is he? As we will see the Nemesis transforming into a Tripticon. And don't worry, all the Viewcon, Soundwave, and Starscream are out before he can transform. And seeing this shocks the Constructicons, and basically Scrapper's like, "Are you sure about him, Master?" "Yes, I need his help." And then Mixmaster's like, "What acid did the Autobots get for you to use him?" "Metroplex." Oh, him. "Oh, never mind, Master. You're gonna need all the help you can get. Matter of fact, we should probably get a lot of your soldiers. More, probably, but I don't think we'll be able to find the rest. But we will see how it goes." "But you believe Tripticon will be enough to defeat him?" "Possibly not, but with the help of you six, you all might be on the same power level as him. Maybe. There's only a 50-50 chance." So there's a fifth. Well, one of the Constructicons says, Bone Crusher, yes. Bone Crusher says, "So there's a chance we're all gonna die, is what you're saying, Lord Megatron." Megatron, like, "Yes, there is." Oh, scrap. Alright, let's do this. And yeah. Episode 2 will literally end like that. Yeah, and now we skip to episode 3. Now, episode 3 basically kind of goes the same. Now, Optimus does go on that mission with Ratchet, but he brings Bulkhead along. Now, oh wait, hold on a second. Before I continue, I realized something. Oh, scrap. I changed. Oh, Agent Fowler will never come, meaning he never gets kidnapped. Huh. That means episode 3 and 4 is just about the Autobots. So instead of bringing Optimus, Cliffjumper, no, I was gonna say Optimus, Bulkhead, and Ratchet. Instead of bringing those three, I'm gonna bring all the Autobots to fight the Terracons, and the entirety of episode 3 and 4 is basically that. The Autobots busy fighting against them. And the Autobots never brought Metroplex because they believed they got it in the bag. But the Autobots do come back realizing they need they need an asset. They need something because the Decepticons always have an army, always have something that can overwhelm them. And then Optimus is like, maybe we should ask Metroplex. He's been on here. He's been on Earth for probably 5 years, if not longer than us. Actually, Optimus, Ratchet says, he's been on Earth for actually 20 years. Huh. Alright, let's quickly go ask him. And they quickly go to Metroplex and ask him if he knows any other Autobot. And Metroplex basically says, well, kind of. But he's not really here on Earth, Master Optimus. And Optimus like, don't call me Master. Just call me Optimus or Prime. And here in this, Metroplex is like, forgive me, Mr. Prime. He's on Mars. These Autobots are a bit, let me say, ruthless. Here in this, Optimus asks who it is. And the thing is, the reason why I'm adding them, even though this is a Metroplex video, I'm gonna add them in another videos. I'm gonna add them multiple, but don't worry. The reason why I'm bringing them here is because you know what, the Autobots are gonna need it, and it's kind of interesting. Instead of it, it's gonna be 6 of them. Why? To counter the Constructicons, and also I'm also gonna give them something interesting. It's hilarious. It's kind of funny how making this into a huge. Oh, let me stop talking. Let me continue. Now, hearing this, Optimus asks, and who's that? Your most dangerous squad, Optimus Prime. Optimus then realizes something. Oh yeah, I sent them with you. Dang it. Huh, how did I forget? And then Bucket's like, because you are a bit too soft and you're too caring and you're too saving on resources. Optimus looking at him like, fair enough, fair enough. But how are we gonna get to Mars? Here in this Metroplex is like, I got that. As Metroplex basically just flies there. I mean, yeah, I'm giving him rocket boosters. You all think I'm not gonna give him that? This man can transform to an entire city, and Cybertronic cities are like events. I expect him to have rocket boosters. So yeah, I'm giving him that. Oh, and by the way, this is episode 5. I forgot to tell all y'all. But yeah, that's episode 5. Now, Metroplex arrives on Mars, and he's like, I wonder where they are. As he decides to send a signal, and he accidentally sent the signal across the entire galaxy. So every Autobot in the galaxy, in the Milky Way galaxy, basically receives this message by Metroplex. And the thing is, Metroplex is known by every Autobot, and I would say every Autobot knows. If you have Metroplex, oh, we're chilling. And every Autobot receives this, and every Autobot's like, oh, hell yeah. And then, oh, the amount of Autobots, oh, it's crazy. I think I might have, dang it. I don't think, oh, crap. This is gonna be the longest. But yeah, let's continue. Now, basically put, we would skip straight to Metroplex. Now, Metroplex is busy waiting for them, and they finally arrive. As we would see 6 dinosaur bots walking straight towards him, and all of them will transform. And we will see the leader of the dinosaur bots walk up, and he says, Metroplex. It's been a while. As Metroplex says his name, Grimlock. Grimlock smiles and says, I've been waiting for you for over 10 years, Metroplex. I know. And I finally came. But I have something to tell you. We need you to end this war. We? And then one of the Dinobots, which is Slag says, and who's that? And who's we again? Optimus Prime is on Earth, along with a team of Autobots. Optimus. Grimlock says it with a kind of angry voice. And one of his Dinobots, which is Slash, female, says, Optimus is there? This is intriguing. And then, was it Scorn? No. I forgot one of the names. Sludge. Yeah. Sludge basically says, Optimus? This is interesting. Grimlock says, take us to Earth right now, Metroplex. I want to see Prime. As you wish. As Metroplex basically grabs them with his hand and flies back to Earth, and he basically shows them in front of their Autobots. And Team Prime looking at them like, oh crap. We have some visitors. Some loose cannons. Literally. Now Optimus walks up to Grimlock and says, Grimlock, it's been a long time, my old friend. But Grimlock literally slaps his hand away. And he's like, don't talk to me. As he walks away. And Optimus is like, still mad about that. Can't blame him. Now, Optimus and the other Autobots decide to basically go back to base with the Dinobots. Now, Megatron is still trying to use the Dark Energon to basically revive Cybertron, but he only has a small bit of it. So that means possibly 1/4 of Cybertron is going to be revived, while the rest is just going to be dead. So, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of Terracons. But, yeah, that's basically how the plan is going to be. It's basically the same plan. Now, Megatron is obviously going there, and since that satellite thing that was on the Decepticon ship is now broken. Yep. They're gonna be activating that way earlier. Now obviously Team Prime is still arrive, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that scene technically plays the same. Now, is Metroplex there? I would say no. Why? Hell no. Do you know how big that guy is? He's huge. I would say he's probably half the size of the space bridge. If not, he might be even taller than it. Oh no. Actually, if we actually scale his size or calculate his size, Yeah, never mind. He's as big as the entire space bridge. Oh no, but oh yeah, forget it. He's not coming. No, we're only gonna have the Dinobots and Team Prime. That's it. Sorry guys, hell no. I know this is a Metroplex video, but hey, he's way too big. I, I would add him in a lot, but for now, he's not in episode 5. Well, technically he is, but you know what I mean. He's not in the battle for now. But yeah, now the Dinobots and basically the Autobots are basically fighting Realcons and are slaughtering them. Mostly the Dinobots because oof, biting, burning, slashing, literally grabbing and ripping them in half. Dang, can't give them a break. But of course, we would see the Constructicons who come in along with Megatron. Megatron cracks his knuckles and says, Optimus, it's good to. Wait, are those the Dinobots? Optimus, like, yep. Oh, when I get an asset, you get another one. You already have Metroplex. I had to get Tripticon. Now I have the Constructicons. And now you have the Dinobots? It's like someone is purposely making me lose. Yeah, someone is. Now, obviously, Megatron gets mad from this and tells the Constructicons to kill them. Now, the Constructicons know the Dinobots. They all look at each other and know combining is the best option. And they do combine into Devastator. And Grimlock looks at this and is like, it's been a while since I fought Devastator. Dinobots, slaughter. As the Dinobots quickly rush in and start attacking Devastator. And Devastator is kind of having a struggling time. I'm not gonna lie. Now, Optimus will order his Autobots to basically destroy the space bridge, like he did in Canon. And the only Autobot that's not there is Ratchet because he's taking care of who's this? Metroplex, yes. While Cliffjumper, RC, Bulkhead, and Bumblebee all go. Now, Optimus fights Megatron like he did in Canon. Now, Optimus would be, well, pushed back, of course. Why? Because Prime is weakened because you fought a lot of Yukons, like way more. 10 times the amount there was in Canon. Let's say there was like 20 in Canon. There's like two, they had to fight 200. So Prime is weak. He's weakened from the fight. He's exhausted, basically. Now, Optimus is basically pushed on his back. And Megatron stamps on his chest and says, "Any last words, Prime?" And Prime is about to say something, but then he looks behind Megatron and is like, "Yeah, I think reinforcements just came to save my life." Hearing this makes Megatron look at him like, "What?" As Megatron turns around and says, "Why?" and gets shot straight in the chest, sent flying and crashing down. As we would see an Autobot ship coming out of the space bridge. As remember, there were Autobots in Cybertron, even though I'm not trying to put the comics and the games together. But listen, I'm doing it a little bit my own thing. So let's do it like this. There are Autobots in Cybertron, not a lot, but there are. Now, only a few came from the space bridge. Like three Autobots came. And these Autobots are oh crap. Jazz, Ultra Magnus, and basically Chromia. The three of them are basically here to help Optimus and Team Prime. But there's the three of them are just gonna, let's just say they're gonna be cooking. Now Ultra Magnus will basically land and look at Optimus like, "You okay?" Man, Ultra Magnus, it's good to see you again. As Ultra Magnus helps Optimus up. Now, Ultra Magnus looks at Megatron and looks at Optimus. Wanna tag team? Optimus like, hell yeah. And both of them basically tag team Megatron. Now, Jazz smiles. He looks at Chromia and he's like, "Hey, can you fly the ship? I want to help out my boys and girl, basically." And she's like, "Fine." And Jazz basically jumps out of the ship and goes in to help out the Dinobots. Even though they technically don't need their help because, I'm not gonna lie, Devastator getting cooked. But Jazz just basically lands on his head and starts shooting him. And Grimlock like, "Jazz?" And Jazz like, "Oh, hey Grim, how's it been?" As he got distracted from saying hello. And Devastator basically grabs him and throws him. Quickly, Grimlock transforms, jumps, and grabs him and lands on the ground with Jazz. And basically puts him on the side, making sure he's safe. And he's like, Jazz, that was reckless. Jazz like, hey, you know me, yeah, I'm always doing the dumbest things, but I always get the work done. Hearing this makes the Grim like, fair enough. There is a reason why your Optimus is right hand man. Yep. So wanna tag team like how we did back on Cybertron against Baruchis? Why not? And that's what happens. Oh my gosh, devastated God, demolished. Like dang, Dinobot's busy breathing fire on him. Grimlock transforms into his robot form to slice him, then transforms back to his real, his T-Rex form to basically burn him. And Jazz busy shooting him and using his sound abilities to basically disorient him. And yeah, he got absolutely cooked. But Optimus and Ultra Magnus are basically beating up Megatron. Like, it's just bad. But then RC would inform Optimus their space bridge is about to be destroyed. Now Optimus would look straight at Ultra Magnus is like, Magnus, let's take him out now. As Optimus transforms his arm into his gun, same thing, oh crap, my English. Ultra Magnus does the same thing, and both of them shoot Megatron straight in the chest, sending him flying. And Optimus will inform the Dinobots and Jazz to quickly get out of here. Now, everyone got distracted and turned around, giving Devastator the chance to basically throw away the Dinobots and kick Jazz away, and acts as a ground bridge from Soundwave. As he quickly jumps off of the space bridge, grabs Megatron, and goes through the space bridge. And seeing this, Optimus says they have to get out of here. And quickly, Chromia lands the ship, and quickly every single Autobot basically gets in. And then they start flying off. And even though they're a bit cramped, they're chilling. Now, Ratchet will open a ground bridge, and we would see basically metroplex come out of the ground bridge and grab the ship and quickly pull it back. How did Ratchet do that? Listen, Ratchet is a scientist. And thanks to the help of actually Metroplex, who actually has a bit of ground bridge technology within him, which helped Ratchet basically advance it and make it big enough for Metroplex to basically go in it. And Metroplex went in, grabbed the ship, and came back with the rest. And yeah, the space bridge is destroyed, sadly, and basically put Megatron is he got knocked out basically, and the Constructicons are damaged and they need repairs badly. There's damages Megatron when he got the like when the space bridge exploded in front of Megatron. There's damages him basically. Difference is their conscience. So yeah, and yeah, basically that will be the end of episode 5. Now we would skip straight into episode 6. Now the Autobots know that Megatron is still alive, and the Constructicons and a ton of other Decepticons, but they know they're succeeding in destroying the space bridge. And everyone is like, we're doing good. Now, the rest of the team, which is Chromia, Jazz, and Ultra Magnus, shown, basically put Optimus shows them Metroplex. And see Metroplex makes Jazz like, oh my gosh, how did we lose in the first place? And Cliffjumper breaks the fourth wall like a little bit. He's like, plot armor save them. But yeah, now we would basically skip to space basically, as we would see basically two bots fighting basically two other bots, which also have a kind of an army, you can say. And these two Autobots and are busy fighting two Decepticons, and they're basically forcing the Decepticons to land on Earth. And these two Decepticons got shot down and land on Earth, as we would see basically two Autobots coming out with a, you can say, kind of, not, let me just say this, they come out with Autobot troopers. And they start attacking. Now, the difference with the Autobot troopers and the Viacon troopers is that the Autobot troopers, if I have to put them in power level and in terms of skill, firepower, and everything, I would say they're as fast as Bumblebee, as strong as Bumblebee, as skilled as Bumblebee, and have the same firepower as Bumblebee. Dang. Basically Bumblebee type troopers. The difference is they're not as smart as him. They're like, yeah, they're dumber than him. Yeah, they are. Now these bots start attacking. Now the Autobot troopers are basically overwhelming them. I'm not gonna lie. They getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie. Now the two Autobots are basically Ironite and who hasn't been? Oh yeah, Warpath. Why not? Ironhide and Warpath are basically working together to basically fight these two Decepticons with all of our troopers. And how many all of our troopers am I gonna add? Since there's not gonna be many all of our devs, I would have to use the troopers sadly. Yeah, I planned this because, well, to be fair, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna kill a lot of Autobots, like main cast Autobots. They be like, actually, I don't think I might kill one. There's a 50-50, but yeah. So I'm gonna add Autobot troopers is things collateral damage basically. And yeah, how many Autobot troopers is there? I'll say 50 at least. And yeah, oh, so technically 52 oh, it's a 52 v2. Dang, that's crazy. And yeah, now Dreadwing and Skyquake are the two Decepticons. Yes. Why them? Let's just say season 2 episode 6. Yeah, it's gonna go straight to hell. Why? Oh, you guys gonna see soon. But yeah, now we would see basically the two Decepticons get overwhelmed because unlike the Vehicons, they don't be missing and they can get a clean shot. So yeah, they getting overwhelmed a bit. But of course, Megatron will arrive along with Optimus, and Optimus brings only Metroplex. That's it. Now Megatron will grab his two troops and leave. Optimus is shocked to see Warpath and Ironhide, along with Autobot troopers, and would bring them back to base, and they will explain the story. They would explain that they were busy traveling, having a good time, until they received the message from Metroplex, and they decided to arrive straight towards Earth because they were actually close to the Milky Way galaxy. So they managed to get the signal since they were close enough, and they quickly tried to arrive here on Earth, but they were ambushed by Skyquake and Dreadwing. So they started attacking them and accidentally shot them straight down to Earth, and they started fighting them, and then yeah, we are caught up right now. Now Optimus is like, huh, well that's interesting, and Optimus would explain his story. And then Anna is like, we have Metroplex. How are we gonna lose? And then Optimus says, Megatron has Stripticon. That still doesn't make a difference. And Warpath's like, yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, isn't Metroplex stronger than a Mega Supreme? Technically, he is, and isn't a Mega Supreme and Tripticon the same level? Technically, yes, and isn't he taller than them? Optimus like, yes, he is. So how are we worried? Okay, fair enough, but we can't be cocky. Now, yeah, episode 6 would end up like this, and I would say this part. It's way past 30 minutes. But yeah, see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, peace. And to my first subscriber, I hope you enjoyed this. Peace.